Hi, I'm Leon Grant, the pre-engineering teacher at Marietta High School. I want to welcome you to the pre-engineering program and hope that this video will give you an overview of what your child will learn in our program. So first of all, I want to tell you how you can contact me. I'm available for office hours from 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning and from 2:30 to 4:30 in the afternoons, Monday through Thursday. I'm also available from 8 a.m. to 12 noon on Friday. And there's my contact information on Zoom. You can also find that in my Schoology page. And then if you want to send me an email, there's my email, lgrant at marietta-city.k12.ga.us. And if you need to call me, if it's something really urgent, this is my cell phone, 404-219-9216. So let's look at the Schoology page so you know where to find information. And your student is already familiar with this, and they all have the same structure, so I'm just going to show you one. When you open it up, the way I've done it is I have taken each unit and put the most recent one at the top. So it's right at the top of your stack. And if you click on it, it will kind of give you an overview of the unit. I'm sorry, let me back up. If you click here, there's the overview of the unit. And then if you click that again, these are the files that are found within that folder. So the overview of the unit, and by clicking, you can see what's inside of that unit. So everything is in materials, and in addition to that, you have resources. Sometimes they'll give them things they need to have. You can see that there. And then at the bottom, I have employability, skill building opportunities. And these are things like, for instance, Women in Technology is having an event, and there's a link to that. So that's my Schoology page. The grading, just want to remind you that it's not like before during the pandemic. The grades will count. What they earn is what they get. We do record things for class. I use conferences rather than Zoom. It has some advantages, and if a student misses that, this is where the new conferences will go for that week, which I haven't put in yet. But also completed conferences are here, so if they miss them, they can play and find out what they missed. But note, the conferences are only good for 7 days. After that time, they go away. So that's just a quick overview of finding your way around that. They can look in the grade book to find their grades and so forth. But the main tab they're going to use is the materials to find their assignments. They also can look here and see what assignments are upcoming, and it's a really neat program. First of all, our vision. Our vision is to establish a world-class pre-engineering program that equips all students for success in college and career. So when your child goes through the pre-engineering program, they should be competitive with any student anywhere in the world for a position at college, or if they're going into a program that would take them directly into a career. Our program has 5 basic components: the curriculum, the extracurricular learning experiences, service learning, mentoring experiences, and employability skills. So let's look at curriculum. This is the curriculum for the pre-engineering program. The first class is Introduction to Drafting and Design, and that can take them into pre-engineering or architecture pathway. The second is 3D modeling and analysis, survey of engineering graphics. At that point, they will take an end of pathway assessment, and they will also have an opportunity to do a capstone course. All of that built around opportunities for competitive events and service learning. So just briefly, this is what they'll learn in the first class. They'll learn how to. Every year we do a career exploration. We'll talk about sketching, measurements, geometric construction. They'll learn how to do fundamental 3D parametric designs in using SolidWorks. That is the tool we use. And then, of course, every year they'll do an engineering project and learn the engineering design process. The second year, we'll get more advanced CAD work, but also learn about mechanisms such as linkages, cams, gears, and bearings. They'll also learn about manufacturing materials and manufacturing processes, as well as other things, and again, do an engineering project. In the final course, they will do again, and each year we build on that career experience, going further and further. In this year, they will actually have a LinkedIn page, and we'll also begin to do some things that will set them up for entering college. We'll also look at flat patterns, which would be for sheet metal or either boxes, and also welding process and other things, again, a final project. And we will also take the end of pathway assessment. We take the NOCTI CAD as well as the CSWA and CSWP. We have more students who have earned certified SolidWorks CSWA and CSWPs than any other high school in the state. And then they have an opportunity, which I encourage students to do, to take a capstone course. This course is primarily giving them a deep dive into research, and they'll take the whole year to focus on an engineering project. They'll have to be involved in some major competition, and this is a capstone that rounds out their experience in the pre-engineering program. Just to tell you a little bit of how we're supported, we have a tremendous capability in our program. We have a laser cutter. We have We have 4 different 3D printers. We have a CNC plasma cutter, MIG welder. We have traditional shop equipment. We have test equipment, from structural testers to data logging equipment. We have several drones. We just got a new drone. We have a plastic injection molding machine, ultrasonic welding for plastic, a water jet cutter, and several other things, as you can see here. And the whole idea behind it is, in the pre-engineering program, we want students to go from concept to prototype. And we have the capability to prototype, whether it's in wood, plastic, or steel. This is our facility. We have a CAD lab, a maker space, or what we call a collaboration space, and then a true fabrication lab. Now, another part of our program that's tremendously important is the co-curricular learning experiences that students have an opportunity to participate in. This is our structure. We have a student who is the executive director who oversees all the other groups. We have TSA. That's a major part of what we do, the Technology Student Association, which has state, national competitions. We have a director of marketing. We have a director of manufacturing. We have a director of membership. And we have a secretary and treasurer, and they have various committees under them. We also started a new program, Green Power, which also has some leadership positions there as well. Green Power USA is an electric vehicle competition. So these were our leaders for last year. And these are some of the co-curricular opportunities that students have. We have the engineering pipeline. It has 3 major events during the year. The engineering pipeline open house, where we had last year 40 partners that came in and talked about their careers. We had Georgia Tech, KSU, we had the American Society of Civil Engineers. We had several different agencies come. We have the Technology Student Association, which we participate in. We started Green Power last year. We built the car, but we're not able to race it due to the pandemic. We also have students participate in ACE Mentor, which is an architecture, construction, and engineering program that takes place after school, where students are able to join this and work on a project for about 12 weeks in the spring of the year. We also have the Engineering and Architecture Research Laboratory for Sustainability, the EARLS Lab. This is a project that Google donated 6 40-foot high cube shipping containers. We have built the foundation and laid and put those there, and we want to finish that off for a laboratory for sustainability. It's totally off the grid, collecting its own water and solar, and we're wanting to finish that up this year. We also have the Science and Engineering Fair. We've had many members that have won at the state level, and some at the international level. So we are looking forward to plugging kids into that. Last year we went to the first round of the Lemelson MIT Invent Team. We did not make the second round, but about 10 years ago when I was in another district, we were the first school in Georgia at Hiram High School to have a team in Lemelson MIT Invent Team. It's an awesome experience where about 16 schools from around the country go to MIT and present their research. They also receive a $10,000 grant, which allows them to actually make a working prototype. So we plan to re-enter that again as well. We also last year went to the state level for the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow program. So those are some of our co-curricular activities. Now, service learning is where students learn by serving others. So students have presented at the National ACTE Conference, at the State GACT Conference, the National Beyond School Hours Conference. We have done that twice. And also we were visited by the president-elect for the American Society of Civil Engineers, and we participated in a webcast with them. Students also present at the Engineering Pipeline Research Symposium, which is another thing that the engineering pipeline does, as well as last year we presented at the professional development seminar that Marietta City Schools does. We also, there's service learning because we put on what is like a conference. This is some pictures where the students set up the registration table, all of the signage, the room assignment, and so they're learning how to do event management. We had over 40 participants that participate at the open house, the research symposium, the summer conference of exploration, which we have in December, that exposes students to opportunities in summer programs around the country, as well as mentoring middle school students. And we twice a year mentor elementary school students through the Walton Community Outreach Program, where we run a STEM program for 6 weeks, coming once a week. And then there's mentoring, where the students are mentored by professional engineers. We have partnered with Lockheed Martin in a STEM mentoring program. That didn't happen last year, but in years past we have, and we're looking at doing that again. We have lunch with an engineer, where we have guest engineers come in and join us, and we're going to do that this year virtually, but that will be an opportunity a couple of times a month to have someone from different engineering disciplines to come in and talk about what they do. We also have retired engineers who come in and work with the kids on a weekly, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, a project. For instance, we have Mr. Power, who is here, is a structural engineer, and Dr. Tony Doken, who's an electrical engineer, and then and others that come in and share about their profession. So those are ways that we students receive mentoring. And then the last thing is employability skills. We're real big, and that's our first really objective in terms of our curriculum, is to prepare them for the world of work and career, and to be successful. So some of the things we do is try to give them exposure to college and career. There are several residential programs that our students have participated going back 5 or 6 years. The Summer Math and Science Honors Academy, SMASH, started at Stanford, and it's at several: Stanford, UC Berkeley, Penn State. And we also have a unit here at Morehouse, just for young men. We've had several students in that program since its inception 5 years ago. Also, Governor's Honors Program. Last year we had one. The year before that we had two. Then there are non-residential programs that we try to plug kids into. The Atlanta Center for Creative Inquiry runs a camp at Georgia Tech and at Kennesaw University in the School of Architecture, and our students participate in that. The ACE Mentor Program, we've already talked about that. The Georgia Tech Science and Technology Engineering Program Research Internship. This is where students do work with a research engineer at Georgia Tech School of Aerospace Engineering over the summer, and they present their research at the end of this time. We also had 2 students last year do an internship at the Georgia Tech Research Institute. And then we also have work-based learning, like Girls Who Code Summer Immersion Program. 6 weeks in the summer. There's an internship also at Marietta Non-Destructive Testing, which is one of our partners. And this year we started an advanced manufacturing virtual internship with WinTech. So these are some of the ways that kids get college and career exposure through the pre-engineering program. We also bring in guest speakers. These are some pictures. We've had the building inspector for Marietta City talking about careers in that. Asher Hipsher from MIT came and talked about those opportunities. Dalas Muhammad talked about their apprenticeship program and IEC's electrician program, because we want to present both college and career opportunities. We also had the SAE race team from KSU to come over and talk about their experiences. And so there's a lot of things that we're doing. This year we're partnering with Work-Based Learning for the STEAM Expo. We also last year did the United States Green Building Council conference in Atlanta. And we also were a part of the High Performing Healthy Schools program. We also value the diversity that our members bring. We appreciate their culture. And one of the things we do to help us to get to know one another is in Thanksgiving, we have our Thanksgiving feast where students bring food from their culture, and we get to eat that and learn about it and learn about them. And this allows us to get to know each other and the value that each person brings to the group and their different perspectives. So this is just a short overview of the pre-engineering program. This is my 8th year here at Marietta and my 22nd year teaching. And I believe that our program is fulfilling the vision that we have, that it is a world-class program that prepares students for success, whether they go to college or career. Thank you so much.